Imagine this: growing up in poverty, with no opportunities, watching your family struggle to pay the bills, feeling that the world has already labelled you as someone who will never go far. With everything stacked against you, would you have the initiative to change the rules of your game? That was the reality of a kid in Brooklyn, New York. But that kid didn't accept his fate. That kid challenged all probabilities and ended up building a damn global empire. His name is Howard Schultz. And if today you can walk into any corner of the planet and find a Starbucks, it's because this man fought like a goddamn gladiator to make it happen. But his path was not easy whatsoever. He wasn't born a millionaire. He had no connections. He was rejected 242 times when he tried to build his business. He was humiliated. He was ignored. He was betrayed. And yet, here we are, talking about a man who turned a simple cup of coffee into a culture and a global identity. This is his story. And I warn you, if after watching this you're still making excuses, it's because you didn't learn anything. The hell of Brooklyn. Howard Schultz was born in 1953 in a neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York. But not in the Brooklyn of skyscrapers and hipster coffee shops. No at all. He grew up in a low-income housing complex. His father, an ex-military man, worked at whatever he could: delivery boy, truck driver, labourer, and sadly one day he broke his ankle on the job. You know what happened next? He was fired. No insurance, no severance pay, no chance in hell to recover. That image stuck in Howard's mind: a broken man out of options, defeated by a system that gave him no second chances. And there, at just 7 years old, Howard Schultz made a decision. I'm not going to live like this. I need to change this rule. The first big no. Howard didn't have the money to attend a prestigious university, but he was good at sports, so he got a scholarship to play soccer at Northern Michigan University. There he learned something key. If he wanted to get out of poverty, he had to think differently. After graduating, he started working in sales. And in 1981, by pure chance, he found a small coffee shop in Seattle called Starbucks. It was a small business, but they only sold coffee beans, not beverages. But Howard saw something different. He didn't want to sell coffee. He wanted to sell an experience. He went to the owners and said,
"You guys don't understand what you have in your hands. Starbucks can be something much bigger."
And the founders of Starbucks literally laughed in his face. They told him they were happy with their little company, that they didn't need to change anything. But you know him. Howard wouldn't take no for an answer. He didn't give up. On his trip to Italy, he discovered something that struck him: Italian coffee shops. They were not just places to drink coffee. They were part of the culture. Places where people met, worked, dated, shared stories. That's where he got it all. Starbucks wasn't going to sell coffee. Starbucks was going to sell community. He went back to Seattle and said to the Starbucks owners,
"I have the vision to make this huge. Just let me do it."
But guess what happened? 1, 2, 3. You got it? Exactly, he was told no again. So, he made the most radical decision of his life. He quit. He built his own company, Il Giornale, with the exact idea that Starbucks had rejected. Howard knew that to make his dream a reality, he needed some money. So he went looking for investors. But, as if that wasn't enough, Howard was rejected another 242 times. Crazy, isn't it? How many rejections would you have put up with? 242 meetings, 242 rejections, 242 times hearing,
"This won't work."
Anyone would have quit. But Howard knew something that others didn't. He knew that rejection is part of the journey. Failure is part of who we will be. And finally someone said yes. He had the green light to continue the project. Step 1, he got the money. Step 2, he opened his first coffee shop under his concept. Step 3, he bought the Starbucks company when the founders realised what a mistake they had made. Fucking genius. Howard Schultz bought Starbucks and transformed it into what it is today. The coffee empire. When Howard took control of Starbucks, they had 6 stores in Seattle. Today, there are more than 38,000 Starbucks in the world. But the most important thing was not the stores. It was the culture he created. Starbucks became an aspirational brand. It didn't sell cheap coffee. It sold status, identity, and a premium experience. And the most striking thing, Howard never forgot where he came from. He was the first entrepreneur in US history to give health insurance to all his employees, even part-time ones. Remember what happened to his father? He made sure no Starbucks worker had to go through the same thing.
I feel so strongly that the reason I'm here is I dreamed big dreams. I dreamed the kind of dreams that other people said would not be possible. I'm also living proof. This isn't a Hollywood movie. I come literally from the other side of the tracks. If you saw where I grew up and we took a picture of it, the neighborhood, the setting, you'd say it's impossible that someone could come from there and get here. But it is possible. And not to sound too trite, it's possible because we still live in a country where the entrepreneurial spirit is so alive and so well. And anyone in this country, if you dream big and surround yourself with great people and leave your ego at the door and share success with others and have a little luck along the way, you can do anything. But there will be people along the way, and I remember this, who will say to you, you know, you're dreaming too big. It's not possible. Those things just can't happen. Don't allow anyone, friend, family, acquaintance, teachers, whoever it is, don't allow anyone to tell you that what you are dreaming for yourself and your family is not possible. It is possible. Don't be one of those people 20 years from now are going to be walking around in a 9-to-5 job, miserable and angry and bitter because you let your dreams get away from you because you did not believe strongly enough in yourself and what was possible. Don't allow that to happen. This is an unbelievable time. And I can't encourage you enough to continue to think that things are possible and that your dreams can come true.
Okay. Now we all know the Starbucks story. And now what? Well, Howard Schultz is not just the man who created Starbucks. He is the living proof that success isn't about luck. It's about enduring rejection. It's about believing in your vision when no one else does. Poverty does not define who you are. If Howard Schultz, a poor kid from Brooklyn, could turn a cup of coffee into a global empire after being rejected 242 times, what excuse do you have for not pursuing what you want? This is the story of Howard Schultz. Now tell me, how the fuck do you want to write yours? Wasn't this a good piece of reminder? Motivation can last 2 minutes, but ambition takes you to another level. Wake up and put that lazy ass to work. If you liked the video, please don't forget to support the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.